your backstory. That's the foundation of it, and just how your mind works is pretty deep. But I do want to ask, because it's funny. I was kind of thinking about asking y'all this anyway, because me and Bone in our last one was talking about it. We got kind of into religion and faith and shit like that. So are you a religious, faith based type person? Do you go to church? Did you go to church, or does where does religion and faith fit in your life?
It ain't where it fit in my life. It's where the spirit fit in my body, bro. All this I learned about spirituality, I learned backwards. Okay? Because I can't tell you that I subscribe to any Orthodox religion because I don't. Right? The thing is, what I've learned to do is I understand human anatomy. I understand physiology. I understand physics, metaphysics. I understand spirituality, and I understand you want to get to level of consciousness. And I think that those are all different levels. So I operate out of I try to keep things as simple as possible. Okay. And the reason I try to keep them as simple as possible is it's layers to this shit. And it's things that I don't understand. And the beauty of it is, I do believe that there's a God. 150%, unequivocally, there is a God. My job is to master self to get closer to God. And by believing that there's a God, I'll understand God and it'll allow me to master myself. So these things are constantly always working together. I don't look at, I look at people's direct correlation. What you get in life is what you contributed. So your compensation is going to be based on what you contributed. So if you don't got nothing out of life, you probably didn't contribute much. That's just, uh, that's my outlook. But in regards to religion, I, I can't tell you I can't tell you I'm a Christian, bro. I can't tell you I'm a Muslim. I can't tell you I believe in Judaism or
Feel
any
you
of
on
that
that.
stuff. But I do have a value system and I do have a principle. And you know, my boundaries are the most important thing in my life. So I don't know if that answered your question, but that's where I am with it, with my understanding, and
You
that's why I
answered
can convey it
mine,
most thoroughly.
and I feel you
Um,
on that one. I feel
right.
Nah,
you.
nah.
I
It
feel you on
definitely
that.
there was no right or wrong answer to the question. Like
On the
I
real.
just wanted to see like where your understanding of life came from, and was it rooted in a certain religion or anything like that. Um, but do you believe that? Okay, how do you believe? Because you say you do believe there's a God. How do
Hmm.
you believe God communicates with man, or how does he get his message across? And what individuals do you feel, or do you feel there have been any individuals that have been at the level to understand that communication and know that it was God speaking to them?
I mean, I think you have to master self to understand how God works. So if you made in the image of anything, that means that you're an image of it, like you're a reflection of it at some level. So the thing is, if you're made in the image of God, that means that you have a responsibility to conduct yourself or operate within a space in order to understand it fully, right? So I think with all things that we have in life, man, the beauty about things in life is that we never get a complete understanding of anything, and that's what keeps us driven and ambitious to keep going. Right? Because remember, you
Yes.
don't fail in life because you aim too high and miss. You fail in life because you aim too low and hit, right? So my thing is, I understand that I only have fractional information. So because the information is only fractional, I'm driven to constantly pursue this thing and pursue this deity in order to understand self. Because I think the most distinguished thing a man can do is find peace. Right? I think the most distinguished, I think the most beautiful thing a man can become is a distinguished gentleman. That is the epitome of all things from a physiological standpoint, right? But you got to think, once you pass physiology from a physical lens, which most people see things from, and when you speak to them outside of that, they be like, you crazy. No, you just ain't there in your understanding.
Right.
Man, it's levels to this shit. It's levels that I'm nowhere near, but it's levels that I'm far past. You know, in regards to it though, I think that I've been around some magnificent people. I will never downplay that. Man, I've had some wonderful people in my life, some very bright people in my life. And I've got an opportunity to watch them illustrate certain things. And I've heard them speak and I watched them behave. And again, behavior is indicative of who you are, not what you say. I've heard people say some savvy shit and do the most unscrupulous shit on the face of the planet. So, that's the reality of it, man. It's a lot of clever people out here. It's a lot of smart people out here. But it's a lot of people that cannot spell the word righteousness. It's my opinion.
Do you
Yeah.
think, okay, so now, do you think that characteristic of being smart but not righteous, is that a characteristic that is prevalent in our community?
I think it's a characteristic that is prevalent in the United States. I think that's United States culture, right? Because you can be successful. You don't have to be righteous to be successful. Like it's a ton of people who are successful that are not righteous. They do grimy shit all day long. Successful mean that you got to where you wanted to go. It don't mean that you got there in a righteous vehicle, right? Success is about conviction. So I think that people celebrate, oh, this person is smart. Like you even hear it now. Like they're like, oh, this person made money. They did this. I'm like, did you see what they did to get the money?
Huh. Right.
So I don't want that. Like I'm cool. Like you do your thing. But I know that everybody don't have that. Everybody ain't got that boundary, man. Everybody ain't got that value system. I understood that. I learned it in business. I've lost a ton of money in business because of unscrupulous people, even though I was doing the right thing. You got to go back to the drawing board and vet it. And yeah, man, bad people can pull you into doing bad shit. Remember that, man. Bad company will ruin good character. I could be the most cool dude on the face of the earth, but you go through certain things and remember, every man got a duality. I might be a nice guy. I don't want no trouble, but I am thorough. So I can be a savage too. Don't get it twisted,
Huh.
right? But that's all ammunition. You know what I'm saying? So that's how this game works. I read books and shoot guns.